Okay. Good morning. Okay, so July 1st, 6:51 a.m. Eastern Time. You already know who it is. Targeted individual, CJBK. Um, yeah. So, how do I start this? I woke up with, well, I'm gonna say this. I basically, you know, I don't know. Yesterday, I decided I wasn't gonna do anything. I was just gonna be home. I was just gonna stay home, you know, rest, or at least try to rest. There's no real resting when you're being targeted with um, frequencies and radiation coming from whoever, and wherever. But whatchamacallit. So I said I was gonna rest, and then while I was doing that, I said I was also gonna have me some sippy sip while I'm home. I'm gonna, try to catch up on watching Umbrella Academy. I was gonna try to be, you know, try to be like in the Matrix, right? So, but anyway, so um, this morning I just woke up around like 6 o'clock, I think. This morning I woke up and I I some I something when I woke up, I felt my head just full of this energy, full of um just harmful energy. Honestly, it was just all around my head. It was almost like my whole head was just foggy. I mean, I haven't pulled all of it out, but there's still some of it left. Let me take this earplug out because I realized when I do wear one earplug in, it also is basically keeping a lot of some of the frequencies on one side, locked in. So it's kind of like when you think about your body is it's like a transmitter or a receiver. It's like a receiver and a transmitter. Your energy can, like, your body's aura or electromagnetic field can receive energy but also put out energy, right? Now they're trying to heterodyne it since I took my earplug out. And for whatever reason, dang, I wish I could hear that. There's a frequency sound, but it's also the frequency that's like connected to me and goes. But anyway, like I tell people, the best way to know if you're connected to like a frequency, stream, or if there is a like a if there is a connection to you, your body, your spirit, you could literally just plug both of your ears. Just plug both of your ears up and just listen. If you don't hear silence, but you hear something that sounds like it's in a waveform or a pulse, you are connected to a network, or better yet, a cloud. You are connected to a cloud, and people don't seem to realize this, but due to all the chemtrail spraying, and if you're not aware of what chemtrail spraying is, if you look up in the sky and you see all these streaky things that look like clouds, that's not clouds. Those are chemicals that are being sprayed all over the world, and we are ingesting and breathing and eating these chemicals. It's in the air, it's in the trees, it's in the water, it's in the food, it's in everything. This is why detoxing is heavily, heavily, heavily important. Detox, detox, detox. Also, if you can, not just food detox, also use sound to detox. So there are frequencies that you can listen to basically detox metals out of your body, detox toxins out of your body. Um, People who have a iPhone, I suggest them to get this app called Z, like zebra, Z app, and they have sequences of frequencies that they can listen to that'll detox, um, the body. But they have a number of different um, sequences. Everything from headaches. Well, basically, they got a bunch of stuff from A to Z, like literally A to Z. Anyway, so I was when I woke up, I felt my head just like cloudy. So I know how to, or at least I've been practicing a lot of qigong exercises, or at least slow movements, and using my body's electromagnetic field to get rid of certain bad energy. Also, you seen me pick this up. This is a organite pyramid, right? And basically, what this is each of these. Oh, okay. Each of these stones inside purifies energy, right? Right at the top here, that's copper. Copper, then I think like gold flakes, and then each of these stones represents a certain particular stone that is good for cleansing energy. So as you see, I'm holding this. Basically, how it works: the copper works as a conductor, right? The energy would get attracted to the copper, well, because it's conductive. It would be conducted into the copper, and then the energy would travel down through the pyramid, filtering out the bad energy, and then leaving nothing but good energy behind, or leaving nothing but good energy within you, right? Because as I'm like holding it and pressing down on it, I could feel like the energy, like as I'm like holding it like this, I'm feeling the energy, like the negative energy, leave from my body, right? And then it's going through the bottom of it. And at this part here, I'm also placing my thumb on this part too, because that's also conductive too. That is copper as well. Um, and remember, the hands actually emit um, electromagnetic energy, and each finger represents a certain particular part of the human body as well, like whether it's organs, muscle, or whatever the case may be, glands. Each finger, I'll post a link. I'll put a link in the description that explains this. Is It's all about the human biofield, right? So, um, as I'm in here, right, and I just woke up, I'm just like, my head is like real cloudy and whatnot. And I know that's because, for whatever, I mean, well, obviously, when you go to sleep, that's when they attack you the most, because they don't want you to actually be able to rest. They don't actually want you to recover. They don't want you to, be able to sleep. They want you to basically um, feel bombarded at all times with frequencies. And knowing that we're in New York City is literally, New York City is not just Babylon. America's basically Babylon, but New York City is like Sodom and Gomorrah. New York City is like, it's strange. A coworker of mine, um, he told me something that was weird. But I don't even want to know where he went. I don't remember where he went. I know he said he went somewhere with a group of friends or whatever, and he was like, "Yo, I literally seen the steps that lead to hell." I was like, "What?" And I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't even want to know where that's at. Because I'm pretty sure I could figure out that, America probably got a whole bunch of stuff, you know, that leads, to dark demonic forces and stuff like that. Let alone New York City, because New York City is like a cesspool for, dark energy. And there's a lot of powers that be that's, dwelling in this city that, you know, genuinely or generally control a lot of things that's wrong in this country, in this city and whatnot. They're still trying to head out me. They keep trying anyway, but so as I'm in here, right, I'm thinking to myself, all right, I gotta cleanse my energy. I gotta pull some of this stuff out. So I figure I'll try to do a little bit while I have the camera on. So literally, there's a video you can watch on YouTube as well. It's by this guy who's a chi master. I can't remember. I'm gonna look for his link, and then I'm gonna post it at the bottom of the description. And it's basically like a beginner exercise to learn how to develop an energy ball. But basically, you know, you start with your hands together. You're breathing in as you separate your hands. As you breathe out, you bring your hands together. But when you bring your hands together, as you're bringing your hands together, you will feel energy or like a denseness in the air being pushed outwards, right? You can even, all right, so if I stop there, right, you can shape that energy into a ball. You will literally feel it shape into a ball. Now, I'm not, going, revert to or resort to like talking about anime and stuff like, but I guess it's pretty much the same too, though. So you can actually create an energy ball, right? Um, Whether it's synthetic energy or it's the natural energy, but everything around us is being basically amplified because of the energy that's in the air. Even though we can't see it, energy is all over, you know. And that energy ball, right? You push that away from your body. And the interesting thing is, you will feel as you push it away, you will feel that denseness in that spot go that way. And the more interesting thing is, if you stick your hand and put it in that area, you will feel the denseness of the energy ball that you created. So, as I was doing that, I said I gotta clear my head, right? So I started with my hands here, and I start to breathe in as I'm going up. And as I'm going up, I could feel my hand piercing through this dense energy cloud, right? Now, as I started to pull apart my hands from above, I then began to feel energy like splitting in half, right? And then you start to feel on your right hand, you start to feel like um almost as if like something is going through or breaking apart in your right hand. And then your left hand is not as much, but you feel a energy, like a dense energy in your left hand. But the right hand, remember I said the right hand is supposed to be the aggressive side of spiritual energy. The right hand is typically breaking apart a lot of things. I think what is happening is with the right hand you expel more energy, and then the left side feels like it takes in energy. So this is kind of why a lot of times when I do it, I use my right hand, right? Like, so the back of my head where the cerebellum is, that's also where your vision, your visual cortex is. I kind of take my right hand and I like pull those frequencies away. Now, the reason why I say frequencies is because, oh, that felt so much better. The reason why I say frequencies is because, remember, we are dealing with techno pagans, technological pagans. Paganism has been around for centuries, right? Technology has been around for centuries as well. But it wasn't until, probably I guess the um, what maybe, let me see. Well, I know the Nazis have been trying to use scalar weapons and let me see, frequencies and chemicals to try to manipulate and I guess control populations back in the early 1900s or so. And then eventually, the Nazi party was destroyed, but then a lot of them were either captured and brought to America, or they were all sent into hiding to change their identities and whatever. What is happening now is I'm trying not to get into the whole fallen angel thing, because that's probably going to be a little too much for some people to understand. But what's happening is they're using technology to have overshadow everything that is spiritual. They're using technology to intercept every spiritual connection, or every connection with our creator, the creator of all life and matter. We may call him Yahweh, Allah, God, whatever names that you probably know of. But they're basically using technology to name, manipulate, and modify what our ancestors would know is our spiritual knowledge. So anything that's a spiritual knowledge or has a spiritual term to it, they're techno pagans. So what they're doing is they're trying to change how we perceive energy and life. So what we would call our spiritual or our vibrational frequency state, they would call emotional energy, right? Then what we would call I guess blocking out harmful energy from entering, blocking out harmful thoughts or energy or statements from resonating with our mind. They would say he have a frequency blocker on, like a natural frequency blocker. They're like, he's a professional about his snitching. And then on top of that, the one thing that they often mention is they'll say, he's not supposed to know about technology. And they would say that so often. He's not supposed to know about technology. And then a girl would say, he don't realize he don't realize the whole city watching him. He's not supposed to know about technology. You know. And the funny thing is like, well, if y'all wasn't so arrogant, I wouldn't know about technology. I really wouldn't. And I love the fact that I know I don't, because I have accepted the fact that I don't care what anybody thinks of me and how they may perceive me. If they don't know the things that I've studied to find out what I know, I'm automatically assumed if you disagree with me, or you don't even try to hear or understand what I'm telling you, I'm automatically assume you know what is happening and you are being told or you have been sent to try to confuse me. Because I know just from tons of research, I mean, I have bookmarks for days on all of this technology stuff and how it's being resonated and connected to the spirit, and how it's meant to basically manipulate our energy. So there's nothing that anybody can tell me that's going to let me know that, these techno pagans, these secret society people are, are not doing what they're doing. Especially when, there are NSA, CIA, M5 and M6, former, defense people and intelligence people. They're actually out there talking about, this stuff and how it's being used by, most, if not all, governments that have access to, high powered weapons or direct energy weapons. That was a brain synchronization drop. Um, yeah, always remember, a lot of times if you're in a particular room and something is in like something is just dropped right above your head, whether like I could take this video and I could go sit in the living room, give it a few minutes, you would hear something drop right above my head. Anyway, remember, everything is about trying to break your focus. Remember, in order for them to get the proper brain readings and for them to read for them to read your brain activity properly, you have to not be concentrated. You have to not be focused. Like, I can continue this conversation, but you don't realize I have I have a blocker on. Like, I literally am focused. Like, I'm constantly in the zone. There is something within the brain that when you, like, let's say if you were reading, right, like if you're reading, right, and then you're out somewhere and it's like you know and it's like kind of loud or whatever, you're like, thou shalt not have no other gods before me, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness, and then you're like focused on that, on what you're reading. Ooh, I started getting chills when I started reading that's the 10 Commandments, if y'all ain't realized. But it's funny that I just opened that page to the 10 Commandments. That's but when you're focused on something, right, and you're blocking everything else out because you're trying to comprehend what you're trying to focus and comprehend on what you're reading, you are closing something off in your brain. Like, you are closing something off, and whatever you have tightened, you're not allowing anything to come in. I mean, God's light is going to penetrate to you anyway, but whatever is this man-made energy, the frequencies, especially if you get synthetic telepathy or V2K. You got to remember everything, every word they speak. Well, that's just in general. Every word that is spoken or every word that is written, when you read it or you hear it, you are receiving an energy behind that word. Every word that you hear or read carries an energy, right? And you can always tell that they're basically sending negative energy in your direction because because they like to say they have certain statements that they say to try to trigger certain responses in my brain activity, right? They would say one of them is like, he has no idea. And that is like they have that statement triggered. They have that statement triggered so that like whenever they say that, like by the time they finish idea, all of a sudden there's an energy it's like an energy that's just like traveling, right? And then it moves almost at the speed of light or the speed of sound, and then it travels, and then it, like, when I'm concentrated or when I'm focused, it hits like a wall. But you have to practice maintaining that focus. You have to practice maintaining that concentration. The more you engage that constant state of focus, that conscious state of focus, and you are blocking energy, and you feel it, you feel it in your brain when you're focused. It's not like focus. No, it's like, you see, I'm rested, right? But in my mind, I am focused. I am blocking a lot of harmful energy. Every statement that they speak, it carries an energy potential, and that energy potential is trying to tune your frequency lower. Every single living thing operates on frequencies. Every single thing carries a energy frequency level, or level that can be measured by numbers or whatever. Whether it's hertz, kilohertz, I don't know megahertz, but yeah. So I tell people, other empowered individuals, look, you need to learn about energy. You need to learn about electromagnetic fields. You need to learn about the human biofield, because it was a TI that had asked me. I don't even remember sending that text message. A TI had asked me, have I found out any news about anyone who is keeping gang stalkers in check. And I don't know. Oh wait, my phone is already being used. But yeah, I said something. It seemed like when I started to read the message, I don't know. Maybe I was drunk already. I don't know. Hey, look, I drink. I ain't got nothing to lie. It's not illegal to drink, But I'm not a lush and I'm not a violent person when I drink, though. Um, hey, I'm gonna tell you this too. Owning your humility is your greatest strength. Recognizing your faults is your greatest strength that you can ever have. Why? Because there's nothing that no one can tell you that can make you feel bad about yourself if you already know what you're doing is, can be harmful to yourself or whatever the case may be. This is why people bend their will to people who, seem powerful and whatnot, because they're afraid of someone knowing who they truly are. This is why I have been living an open book lifestyle for a long, long time. Why? because there's nothing that somebody will tell me about myself that will allow me to feel bad about myself. I own myself. Nobody owns me. There's nothing you can tell me about myself. If you were to like, you know, I guess if you think about it, like if someone gained access to like my school records or something, and then they wanted to say, you stupid, you was bad at math, and I'll just be like, yeah, I was always bad at math. I mean, math was never my strong point. I mean, to this day, to this day, I still don't know the whole multiplication table. I mean, what? It doesn't mean that I'm not intelligent. It doesn't mean that I'm not smart. I just don't know multiplication all that strong. I mean, some would say it's a very basic skill that everybody need to have, but at the same time, um, it doesn't mean that I'm not capable of doing a lot of things. Some people are just good with math. Some people aren't. Maybe I just always had problems with memorization. Like, in order for me to have learned the multiplication table in full, I had to have been practicing, 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 practicing. It's just like how someone who's learning to be a guitarist, they gotta practice, 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 practice. So just like how I'm learning how to master not just my own energy, but the energy around me, I gotta practice, 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 practice. Now, to get back to the energy thing, right? So, as I'm like pulling a lot of this energy off, right? And I had like after I got most of it off and I started to check the message, check my messages because I was just like, I wonder. I was like, I said something told me let me check my phone. Then I see that I had the guy had asked me a question, and I wrote some weird message like we gotta be in tune with the music. Something about going to West 8th Street and check out business. I was like, that's weird for me to say. And then his reply was, "What do you mean by in tune with music? Like we gotta go check out music in that area?" And I was like, wait. And so this morning I seen what he wrote, and then I was like, wait, I don't even remember writing this. So let me tell you what I actually meant. So what I wrote back to him was basically like, we need to actually study and practice doing energy related exercises. We need to practice not just meditation, but we need to actually practice um, channeling and removing energy from our bodies and our area. And as I'm writing this, it's flowing through me so easily. And then I remember again, because the handlers they tell me a lot more than they probably ever intended, right? And everything that they tell me, it basically um I have enough discernment to know when they're lying and when they're actually speaking in a sense where they're telling the truth. And then most of the time they're not directing. When they're speaking, most things that they're directing is not necessarily towards me, but it's towards their audience, which is a flaw for them, and they still haven't figured that part out. I once told them, I said, well, the best thing that you can do is actually turn off the synthetic telepathy. If you actually turn off your audio, I wouldn't be able to figure out a lot of things. But they still haven't listened. So a lot of the things that they're saying, I pay attention to it. I pay attention to it because they make the human mistake of actually speaking to their audience, forgetting that I'm always listening to them. So they're not going to lie to their audience, at least to some degree, because remember, we're talking about a secret society, and the secret society is manipulative and deceptive as hell. They lie to everybody. They even lie to their own members. When you think about secret societies, there are tiers, right? Not every tier knows what the other tier is capable of, or know the exact knowledge of what they all know. So just, and he's like, he's comfortable with snitching. So yeah, basically, you got to remember that our aura, right? They have now, the techno-pagans, they have now labeled it or reclassified it as a body area network, right? So when you think about how, like, with all the chemtrail spraying and the micro, or the nanoparticles and things of that stuff, all that stuff is conducted. Once it gets into our system, is basically like it amplifies well, it either reads the electrical impulses in the body, and or it amplifies the light of the energy potentials that's constantly transmitting throughout the body, right? I always like how, as soon as I start talking, that's when I start to hear everyone all around start talking. I mean, it's 7:27 a.m. It's kind of early for people to just be like talking loudly. But anyway, so they're moving their amplifier into position, or their subwoofer. Anyway, basically, or their transmitter actually. Wait, where was I? Right. So basically, the chemtrails, the chemicals that's in our bodies, or the nanotechnology or whatever, it basically works as a reader for the electrical impulses that are happening within the body, and every electrical impulse in the body basically carries what they would call data. When they're using these near infrared lights, to basically scan and read the body for frequencies and whatnot, they're extracting that data from our bodies, and then they receive it into their, their transmitter or receiver will extract that data, and then it's processed through like computer algorithms at some remote location. Well, it's first is sent to the cloud, right? And then they're wherever they are in their remote location, the handlers, they have like this computer algorithm that is processing this data, and it's turning these electrical impulses into words and images and things of that sort. So even in your brain, light can actually penetrate, through the skin, through the bone, and actually read all of the data or electrical impulses within the brain. And as they're extracting this information and they're processing it through the computer algorithms, they're able to see, like I said, your thoughts. They're able to see, your memories. They're able to know when you are feeling something, like feeling something. They're able to see if you're sad or if you're happy or whatever the case. Because like they use the technology to either suppress you or to actually raise you. They try to control you. And it's interesting because it makes me look at everything and everyone differently now. knowing that there are nefarious people in this world who are intricately controlling people, and then some of these people don't even know that they're being controlled. Some people wake up knowing that they just slept like 9 hours. Like they slept for like 9 hours. They should be good. But then for whatever reason they wake up and they just feel achy, depressed, sad. They feel like they have no energy. And that's literally because while you were asleep, you weren't actually sleeping. Someone was actually messing with your body and your mind while you were trying to sleep. Or you could have also been being radiated, like I'm so glad I bought this graphene infused, mattress cover, because now it creates a barrier between the metal springs in my mattress, which are conducting the energy, which basically is radioactive. It creates a barrier. So now when I lay down, and if my whole body, if my skin is actually making contact with this graphene infused mattress cover from Protect-A-Bed, let me show you the box again. So yeah, I'm gonna make sure I flip this so it's the right way. All right, let me see. So yeah, when I lay down on this, I could feel my energy kind of like regulating in a sense, like it's being what's the word? It's basically being balanced. If there's a lot of harmful energy that's on me, it's basically I don't know what to say, if it's like sucking it through the other end, like it's pulling out the negative, the harmful energy from me. But yeah. But anyway, yeah, we gotta everyone needs to learn about energy and become consciously aware of the energy that's all around them. And then, like I was saying, like it makes me like knowing this now, it makes me look at everything different. Like I literally feel like Neo from the Matrix. I literally feel like Neo. Or at least like at least like one of the characters that got woken up to it all. But I literally feel like I have now been awakened, and I see how the powers that be are using technology to manipulate the human spiritual energy. Now the part that gets me is I just can't understand, why would another human want to control another human? What cuz it's like me personally, I don't even want I don't even want a lot of responsibilities unless I choose to want a lot of responsibilities. Like like I don't have children. I'm 33 years old. I don't have any children. And sometimes I think about how they say, Jesus died at 33. And I'm just like, well, I'll just have to wait and see. Cuz I'm like, I just turned 33 in March. So, and the way I've been feeling lately, I've been at a great peace, with life and knowing what's happening in this world. And I have been at a really great peace. So, not to say that I know I'm going to die. I mean, we're all going to die anyway. But you at least want to, while you in this world, you want to at least be, you at least want to do everything you can to just be right. Just do right. Do right by people that you love. Do right by people that you don't know. Do right by people in general. Be someone's light, like a good light. Like be the one who brightens someone's day. Like if you're traveling, you know, like if you're in New York and you're on a train or whatever, and you see someone looking nice, just tell them, I love your hair. And just leave, you don't have to want anything from them. Just tell them, I love your hair, or I love your earrings, or I love, that's a nice jacket, bro. Or, just make somebody feel good. Make somebody other than yourself feel good, because in a sense, when you make someone else feel good, that energy comes back to you. Especially if you make someone smile, them, what you just did, you just helped them raise their frequency. And then by you helping them raise their frequency, that energy potential comes back to you, and then it also raises your frequency. Now it's funny, as I'm saying all this, now they're basically trying to let me see. Yeah, so like I said, they always attack the right side. So here, so like right here, like splitting the body in half, and then it's all the way in the back. It's like it's energy is shooting through the chest and out the back, but it splits the body in half, and everything on this side is like hot. So like everything from this side of my body is hot, and then like this whole area right here, this whole corner of the room, even all the way up there, everything feels like everything feels hot. And it's not because it's hot in the room. The room is not that hot. There is a thermal magnetic presence all in this area. But using my where did I put it? Oh, but the thing about it is, when I try to use my electromagnetic field reader, oh wait, I don't necessarily get a reading, right? Because when you think about it, we're talking about scalar energy, right? Scalar energy is not detectable through an electromagnetic reader. Yeah. So, like I said, scalar energy is not detectable with an electromagnetic tester. You have to actually get a scalar energy detector. And I'm actually going to look into that, because there is a way that you can, because I found it in that scalar document about you can build a scalar wave detector. So I'm gonna do some more research into that. But yeah, everybody needs to learn about energy, like, because if we can't actually come together, or as us as TIs, if we can't actually, you know, get together, because we're all scattered throughout the country or scattered throughout the world, we have to learn how to individually protect ourselves. And everything that I've learned this, everything that we could ever need to learn how to protect our bodies and our energies, it's already in us. Because we, as spiritual beings, we're connected to the Creator. And all we have to do is just bridge that connection even more. We have to, we have to be very one with, the universe. Like, and it's weird to really say that, you got to be one with the universe, but you really do. Like, because we are very electric and magnetic creatures. Like our spirit, it's so hard to describe this stuff because, you know, yeah, we just have to bridge that connection. You know, whether you believe in Christ or Muhammad, because I believe God created, many messengers um that have walked this earth to basically grace the presence of people. As long as the message has been about love, peace, and forgiveness, as long as the message has been the same, doesn't it, to me it kind of almost, I don't want to say it doesn't matter who the messenger was. If the message was the same and the love potential was the same, did you get the message? um yeah, so I'm gonna end on that. And yeah, remember, take life one breath, one thought, one step. Oh, gotta remember. I almost forgot about this because this is one of the reasons why I wanted to jump on it in the first place. After all that time I spent talking, body area network. Our aura has been basically digitalized, right? To a sense where while they're connected to us using this light energy technology, people who are, I guess, a part of the secret society or so, they can use their phones to basically, when they log into this cloud, this encrypted cloud, wherever it is. I don't know how to find it on the internet. I think I might have found a way to find it. Um, it was in one of my previous videos, like one of my last, somewhere within my last like 6 or 7 videos, and I think I might have found how they do it, but I'm not necessarily sure. Um, this is why I need a TI who's like very tech savvy, but it seems like there aren't that many tech savvy TIs. So um basically what people can do is they can log into this cloud network, and then when they log in they can find whoever they want to tap themselves into, or tap their, connect their devices to. And when they log in, they click on your profile, they all can basically chime in and focus, or I guess send a particular frequency, you know, to you. So whenever you're feeling like an extreme amount of pain in one particular spot, and it's like throbbing, like it's throbbing, and if you're trying to use like your chi to try to remove that energy, you have to constantly keep doing it. You have to constantly keep doing it. Why? Because the handlers have said so many times, like when I felt like there's a lot of pain in this one spot, and every time I keep, pulling it away, pulling energy, and pulling energy, I hear them saying, he got a lot of frequencies on him. He like see, look. He don't realize he got a lot of frequencies on him. That usually means there's a lot of people on your body area network. There's a lot of people on your body area network. So all right. So with that being said, take life one breath, one thought, one step, one day at a time. Peace.